5 reasons why your art is not selling. It is no secret that art is a tough way to make a living. Part of the reason is that creative people are often lacking in the marketing department. If you find yourself struggling to sell your art, then you might want to take a step back and consider why exactly that is the case. In this video, discuss some of the most common reasons artists struggle to sell their art. Once you have identified why your art is not selling, you will be able to develop an action plan to make more sales. I will also say that I do not have the answer to how you can sell more art. That depends on so many variables. These are just some of the most common issues which seem to face my readers who are trying to break into the commercial art market. Exposure is one of the most important factors for making art sales. It seems obvious, but without exposure, how would anyone even know your art exists? You don't need to be on the front page of every art magazine or have a huge social media following. But you should at least be in front of your target audience. Here are some ways you can get exposure. Try to get featured in local art magazines or online publications. Enter art competitions. Be active on social media. Submit your art to online marketplaces. Approach galleries. Start an email newsletter. Create your own art website. I could go on for ages. Just remember, it is very likely there is a group of people out there that love your art. The tricky part is finding them. I will also say that you do not need to be everywhere at once. In fact, I warn against it. With this website, I am very selective with where I put my attention, as I don't want to spread myself too thin. I suggest you do a rough list of all the places people are able to find you. Here is my checklist. Pinterest, Facebook, email, blog, art competitions, word of mouth. These are the main ways people would stumble across my art. If I was more focused on selling my own art, I would want to have more exposure than this. I would be approaching art magazines, guest posting for large publications, and trying to get accepted to galleries. However, I am more interested in the education side of things. You need to improve. The harsh reality is that you may just need to improve. Some artists have done well without developing their skills, but you should not be striving for that. You should always be striving to improve as an artist, no matter if you are making sales or not. Aim to become so good that you cannot be ignored. That is the only reliable way to make art sales. The market is not interested in your style. The art market is fickle and always changing. One moment landscapes are in fashion, next it is modern abstract art. I am not a fan of chasing the market, but sometimes it may be necessary. For example, if you are a landscape painter but portraits are what brings money in, then you might need to focus on portraits and do landscapes on the side. In most cases, there will be a market for your art, but sometimes it may be less vocal. Remember, Claude Monet and Vincent van Gogh were both heavily criticized during their lifetime. But opinions seem to significantly change over time. If Monet and Van Gogh had changed their style to suit the popular opinion at the time, I doubt they would be nearly as famous. So I suggest that you try your best to ignore the market. You will make sales regardless of the market if you are good enough, provided you put yourself in front of the right audience, discussed later in this post. You have priced yourself out of the market. Pricing your art is an extremely important consideration. You don't want to price too low, as it may devalue your work. But you don't want to price yourself out of the market either. Make sure you do your research before you put a price on your work. Look at what other art is selling for in your niche and consider where you are in relation to that art. You are targeting the wrong audience. You need to make sure that you completely understand who your target audience is and where they are. There is no point focusing all your attention on a marketing activity if your target audience is not involved. For example, if you only sell traditional landscape paintings in the upper price range, then setting up a stall at your local market would probably not be a good idea. You would be better suited to try and get your art into high-end galleries and competitions where your target audience would be. You need to treat your energy and attention like the finite resource it is. Do not put your energy into something that is never going to work. Summary. If you are not selling as much art as you would like, it can be difficult to identify the real reason why. For example, you might think it is because you are just not good enough, but the real reason might be because you are not putting yourself in front of the right people. Before you can develop an action plan to make more sales, you need to correctly identify what the issues are. To do this, you need to take a step back and objectively assess the situation. This post is meant to give you some help with this and narrow down on some of the most common problem areas. Thank you for feeling our sharing. You can make a picture for yourself as a souvenir for your friends, relatives. Or now, if you want to make a surprise gift for your dearest ones. You can give this great job to us. Please send us your most favorite photo and we will choose the best artists to convert into a work of art by hand painting. Your loved one will certainly be very happy to have this meaningful gift. Right now click on the link below the description. And enjoy! If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe for more or share to help more people. Thank you so much. I attached link below description. Access now and follow it. Thank you.